The story begins in a small town where crime has increased so much that living there has become difficult. In that same city, we meet a guy named Eddie. He visits a garage because he had borrowed some money from the garage owner earlier, but couldn't repay it on time. As a result, the owner had seized Eddie's car, so Eddie shows up with a little money and tells the owner, "Look, this is all I have right now. Please take it and give me my car back." But the owner refuses and says, "This is too little. You still owe me $475. You're not getting the car until I get every penny back." Eddie tries to reason with him, saying he needs the car, especially since his daughter is waiting for him outside her school. Eddie wants to be there for her, but his financial condition is so poor that the court granted custody to his ex-wife. His wife calls him and says, "You can't even handle this little responsibility, so don't ever go to pick my daughter up from school again," and hangs up. Now Eddie is lost. He must get his car back before Wednesday so he can pick up his daughter. While he's in the garage, he notices someone's wallet lying around. Carefully, he steals it, but unfortunately, there are only $30 inside. With that money, he buys some lottery tickets, but most of them are blanks. That $30 is now gone too. He then checks around the garage, hoping to find an unlocked car with something valuable inside that he can sell to arrange the $475. But no luck. Every car is locked. Well, then he spots a dog inside one of the cars, thirsty and panting. Eddie shares his water with the dog. Soon after, he finds a shiny, luxurious black car and checks if it's unlocked. To his surprise, it is. He sneaks in and searches the car, hoping to find something valuable. Eddie isn't a hardened criminal. He only does small-time thefts now and then. He's afraid of committing serious crimes. Even after checking thoroughly, he finds nothing worthwhile in the car. Disappointed, he tries to leave, but discovers that the doors are now locked. No matter how hard he tries, they won't open. He panics, wondering how the car locked itself. He tries breaking the glass, but it's bulletproof and won't budge. He attempts to start the car and drive off, but the car won't start either. Then a screen inside the car lights up. A call comes in. The screen says, "Pick up the phone." Eddie realizes it's the owner of the car, someone who knows he tried to steal. Terrified, Eddie doesn't answer. He tries again to escape through the trunk, but nothing works. It feels like this car was built to trap people inside. Once you're in, you can't get out. While struggling, Eddie injures his hand badly. With no choice left, he finally answers the call. On the other side is a man named William, who says, "Welcome to my car. I built this specially for people like you. You see, many of my cars have been stolen in this area. I complained to the police many times, but they never caught anyone. So I had to take matters into my own hands. I built this trap to teach thieves a lesson. I want to make you feel worthless. This will be the biggest mistake of your life. Did it never occur to you that a luxury car left unlocked in such a dangerous area was too good to be true? This was a trap, and you ran right into it." Eddie pleads, "Look, man, let me go. I'm not even a real car thief. I didn't come here to steal. Please let me out." But William refuses. So Eddie pulls out a gun he had and tries to shoot the glass to escape. But the glass is bulletproof, and instead the bullet ricochets and hits Eddie in the leg. He starts bleeding badly. He screams, "Please let me out. I'm bleeding too much. I'll die here." But William coldly replies, "I won't rest until people like you realize their mistake. I'm a psychopath. I enjoy watching people suffer. I'd given up this behavior, but ever since my cars were stolen, I've been filled with rage. And now this is how I'm getting justice." Eddie begs again, saying, "Yes, I made a mistake. I admit it. I shouldn't have entered the car. Arrest me, take me to the police, but don't let me die here." William replies, "Do you really think the police would do anything? If they were effective, people in this area would be living in peace. But they haven't helped, so I took the law into my own hands." Eddie now realizes he's dealing with a lunatic who has no intention of letting him go. He tries to call the police from his phone, but the car is designed in a way that there's no network inside, and his bleeding continues. Due to excessive blood loss, Eddie faints. Later at night, he regains consciousness, and when he looks at his hands and legs, he sees they've been bandaged. William had treated his wounds. Eddie is shocked. What kind of guy is this? He doesn't want to kill me, yet he's trying to save me? At the moment, Eddie has no water or food. He had given all his water to the dog earlier. Just a few drops remained in the bottle, which he drinks. He eats half a chocolate bar to survive. Then William tells him, I spoke to a doctor. You can survive around 30 hours without water. Until then, I'll have a lot of fun playing with you. You're probably wondering why I saved you, right? William continues. Well, I've invested a lot of money into this project. If you die too quickly, my fun gets ruined. I won't let you die so easily, buddy. I'll make you suffer slowly. Eddie is furious and starts swearing at William. William responds, Your life is in my hands and you're cursing me? Wow, looks like you need to be taught a lesson. So William drastically lowers the car's internal temperature. It was already cold outside, but inside it becomes freezing. Eddie starts shivering badly. On top of that, William plays a loud, piercing song that causes Eddie severe discomfort. After several hours of this torture, when it becomes unbearable, Eddie begs William, Forgive me. I realize my mistake. I won't curse you anymore. Only then does William restore the temperature to normal, and Eddie finally catches his breath. Whenever Eddie needs to pee, he does so in a water bottle. There's no place to throw it, so it stays in the car. Whenever William isn't on the call, Eddie desperately tries to break something inside the car and find a way out. But the car is made of reinforced metal, something only machines could break. It's nearly impossible for a human to escape. What Eddie doesn't know is that William is watching his every move through hidden cameras inside the car. The next time William calls, Eddie notices a man on a nearby high-rise balcony talking on the phone. Eddie can't be sure, but based on the way the man talks, he starts to suspect that this is William. Meanwhile, William says, You know why crime is low in Arab countries? Because even stealing results and getting your hand cut off. The punishment fits the crime. But here, the government does nothing. So I've decided to start my own organization. Anyone who commits a crime will be punished accordingly. I want to build a peaceful city, safe from thieves like you, a place where kids, women, and the elderly can walk freely. Eddie replies, Do whatever you want, but I've never stolen before. I only did it today out of desperation. I admit it was wrong. I'm willing to accept the legal punishment for it. William says, I'm fine. Give me your social security number. He adds, If you give me the number, I'll give you some water to drink. So what have you decided? Dying of thirst, Eddie finally gives him his social security number. In return, William says, Check under the passenger seat. I've hidden a bottle of water there. Eddie immediately gulps down the whole bottle. He was severely dehydrated. Sometime later, Eddie checks the lottery tickets he still has and is shocked. He's won $500 on one of them. He regrets not checking them earlier. If I'd seen this before, I wouldn't have needed to break into this car. My life wouldn't be a mess like this. He tells William, I've realized my mistake, man. I truly regret it. I promise I'll never steal again. Please let me go. I'm begging you. William says, Looks like you're finally learning your lesson. Here, a small gift from me. He unlocks a compartment in the car that has some food items inside. Eddie quickly grabs them, but then notices a control panel inside the box. It's the main system controlling the car. Eddie realizes that if he can turn the power off from here, the car will shut down completely and William won't be able to control it remotely. As soon as William's call ends, Eddie tries to press the power button, but it's too far in. While trying to reach it with his nail gets torn off. Unfortunately, William finds out and starts electrocuting Eddie through the seat. What were you doing down there, huh? He asks. Eddie replies, Nothing. I dropped the food and was picking it up. He manages to avoid suspicion for now. Days pass like this. 2 to 3 days inside the car. Whenever Eddie gets a chance, he tries to reach that power button again. But it's so deeply embedded that even his fingers can't reach it. Meanwhile, his thirst becomes unbearable. If he doesn't get water soon, he'll die. But William enjoys watching him suffer, and now against his will, Eddie stores his own urine in bottles. He ends up drinking his own urine. Yes, he drinks his own pee, just to quench his extreme thirst a little. But he doesn't feel good about it. He feels like vomiting, but since there's a nothing in his stomach, nothing comes out. In fact, the little energy Eddie had left inside him also drains away. While stuck in the car, Eddie notices some buttons and starts pressing them randomly. This causes the system in the car to reboot, and now the car's control comes into Eddie's hands. Seeing this, hope rises in Eddie. He quickly starts the car and tries to drive away. But just a short distance away, the remote control system activates again. William turns it on from afar. William mocks him, saying, "Did you really think it would be that easy to escape?" Then he adds, "Anyway, if you're bored, let's go for a little ride. It'll be fun." William drives the car remotely onto the main road and takes it to the wrong side of the road at high speed. Eddie freaks out, scared they might get into an accident. He begs William to slow down, but William doesn't listen. Eventually, William stops the car in a deserted area where two thugs are robbing and beating a man. William says, "See, these are the kind of people causing problems in this city. Let's teach them a lesson." He then drives the car straight into the two goons and crushes them to death. William says, "I killed them both, and yes, it's all recorded on CCTV, but no cop will come here. They don't care." Eddie realizes William is just playing with him now and will probably kill him once he gets bored. William then says, "I went to your house too. Your poor wife lives alone with your daughter, all because you ruined her life. You're worthless. If you didn't have the means, why did you get married?" Eddie snaps and says, "Stay out of my family matters." When William threatens his daughter, Eddie pleads, "Leave her out of this. She's innocent. If you touch her, I'll kill myself." He even points a gun at his own head, but William still doesn't stop. Just as he's about to hit the child, Eddie pulls the trigger, but the gun is empty. Then William drives past the child without harming her and says, "You're lucky, but I'm done with you now. Your countdown has begun." Eddie panics. With every ounce of strength he has left, he starts smashing everything inside the car, trying desperately to get out, but it's all in vain. Eventually, he records a voice note for his daughter saying, "Forgive me, my child. I love you, and I'm sorry." Then William appears in person, an old, rich-looking man who has even brought burial items with him. Clearly, he plans to kill Eddie and bury him in the forest. As they drive into the woods, William shares that some criminals raped and murdered his son. That trauma led him to take justice into his own hands. He wants to build a city where no one else will suffer like he did. Eddie says, "I've been waiting to meet you for a long time. Today, either you die or I do, or maybe both of us. But I won't let you torture anyone else." With that, he finally manages to switch off the power button. The car shuts down completely, but they were going at such high speed that the car crashes into a ravine. The impact is brutal, but miraculously, both survive. However, during the fall, William's own gun discharges and he's shot badly. He's too weak to even stand. Eddie manages to free himself and takes out all his rage by beating William, but he doesn't kill him. Just then, Eddie receives a call from his daughter. Since the crash broke part of the car, a phone signal finally comes through. She says, "Dad, what kind of message did you send me? Are you okay? I was so scared. What happened?" Eddie replies, "I didn't mean to scare you. I got into trouble, but God saved me. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? I'll be there at 2:15 sharp to pick you up from school. Wait for me." Just as he says this, the car starts catching fire. Eddie grabs a hammer and tries to break the window. Thankfully, due to the crash, the glass is already weakened and he manages to escape. William, however, dies in the fire. Now covered in blood, Eddie waits on the roadside for help. A kind driver, seeing Eddie's condition, assumes he's been in an accident and rushes him to the hospital. Eddie had made many mistakes in life. He had not treated his wife well, nor had he been a good father. But after what William put him through, he finally realized just how wrong his path had been. If he hadn't learned his lesson, he might have become a dangerous criminal. Eddie survives and learns his lesson. In a way, William wasn't completely wrong. When the law fails, crime will rise. That's why William took matters into his own hands. His method was wrong, yes, but sometimes harsh actions speak louder than words. Eddie immediately gives the lottery winnings to the garage owner, but the owner says his car is stuck way back and it'll take about half an hour to get it out. While waiting, Eddie's daughter stands outside her school, looking for him. Not wanting to break her heart this time, Eddie grabs a kid's bicycle from the garage and rides to her school. As soon as he reaches her, he hugs her tightly. He had given up hope of ever seeing her again. And with this happy ending, the movie concludes.